Hey friends, it's me Stace. Today is Friday, September 15th, 2023. This is going to be a chatty video. I first want to mention that today is the last day to sign up for the Christmas card exchange. You can do so absolutely free of charge on my website, stacecraze.com. On the menu, you will see the Christmas card exchange. If you're not a card maker, again, you don't need to be. You can just go to the store and buy a box of ready-made cards and just mail them out to the people who are in the group with us. All right, so I want to talk to you guys about verse mapping a little bit. As I said before, I will start doing verse mapping one a day for the entire month of October, so it is 31 days straight. You can pick up the book, the actual physical book, at my website, stacecraze.com, or the digital download in two different formats, or two different choices, I guess, so you can follow along. I would love to share with you God's Word and help us understand what He is saying to us. So I'm starting the process already. So I just got done doing one example of verse mapping. So this way I can have all 31 days done before October comes, and I will just upload them as we go each day. But I will walk you through the entire process, okay? All right, now let me give you guys an update on the house. What a mess it is. So the wall, the den dining area, my sewing room, and my craft room. These are the four rooms we really focused on and worked on. So with the wall, as I said to you before, that our intention was to build the wall in the center of the beam. And once we figured out the math, math was involved, right? Once we had the 2x4s and we added the shiplap and we added the sheetrock, the width of that wall would be a little bit wider than the width of the beam, which we thought would look funny. It would look like the beam was sitting inside the wall and the wall was sticking out of it. So we decided to not do it that way and build the wall on the den side. So in the den, you see the wall, you do not see the beam. On the dining area, you see the full beam. So we started to build the wall Saturday. Hubby went to Home Depot that morning, bought all the lumber, the shiplap, the sheetrock, the paint, the spackle, the tools, whatever he would need to build the wall. We measured, and remeasured a gazillion times to figure out where exactly we wanted the wall, how big we wanted the wall, or how wide we wanted it. So once we had the construction up, the framework of the wall, we then went to the dining side and did that side first. So we did the shiplap on that side. So on Saturday, the wall was fully constructed and the shiplap was on the one side. On Sunday, I went to paint, or I was painting the shiplap white because it just is this natural wood color. As I was doing that, hubby was running the wiring to give me an outlet on both sides of the wall. When we were both done with that, now it comes time to do the sheetrock on the opposite side, the den side. And my plan there, which also changed, was to do a chair rail and have the lower half be darker and the lighter half, or the top half, be a lighter color of paint. So we hang the sheetrock, and we did do it horizontally, so I would have a center seam, but the wall was wider than 8 feet. I want to say it's like 8 feet 20 inches, somewhere around there. So we had the first two pieces up, and then we had to do the second piece, and we decided to cut that piece in half so we would have a straight center seam all the way across. Well, by cutting in half, we also had, either way, we would have a vertical seam as well. But we also had like a join, almost like a four-way stop was there. And, I thought that's fine. I'll spackle it and I'll sand it, and I'll probably need to do it a few times. Well, I did do it a few times and I was not happy with it, especially in the join, because they were different depths. Some of them, the hubby put the screw in too tight and it cracked the spackle, or, it was just sticking out too far or not sticking out enough. And I just was losing my patience trying to spackle and sand to get the wall smooth. So I made the decision to spackle the entire wall and creating a texture. So I used this tool that we have in the shed. It's like a trowel that has teeth on it. I want to say it's like for grout, for tile work, almost like a comb. So think of it like a fine tooth comb. I would spread the spackle on the sheetrock, and I would take this tool and kind of create designs in it. And when I was done, I did like the way it looked. You're not able to see any seams at all. So not doing the chair rail. I thought about not doing it because if we did the chair rail, of course we would need ceiling trim and baseboard trim. So hubby would have to match the existing crown molding we have in the den as well as the existing baseboard, which I'm sure you probably can do. But then we have the corner where the shiplap, where the wall meets the existing wall. And there was a slight gap there as far as the width, but there was more of a gap as far as the depth. We're going about, the sheetrock was 3/8 of an inch, so we're going about 3/8 of an inch depth or depth. And I knew that if I spackle that, I would have to do tape to form my corner, have it be a perfect 90 degree corner, which is kind of hard when you're working with the raw edge of sheetrock. Plus, I would have to spackle and sand on the sheetrock wall as well as the existing wall. And I didn't want to mess up the existing wall because it has texture. It was just a lot of work. So we decided to do like we did on the dining side and do 1x4s kind of bordering the whole wall. So we had all that done on Sunday. And then Monday, I did my spackling. And then Tuesday, I did the paint. Now, when hubby bought the paint, he only bought a quart of gray paint because our plans were to only do the bottom half of the wall, the bottom below the chair rail in the dark gray. Well, I used regular ceiling paint to do the shiplap, so it's like a matte white color. And I thought I'll just mix the quart of gray with the little less than a half a gallon of white I have, thinking it would give me a lot more paint. It didn't really give me a whole lot more paint. Plus the spackle really does eat that paint up because I'm going over spackle. So I rolled the first coat on Tuesday, and I ran out of paint. So I had to go to Home Depot. I just took a little out of my bucket. I took a little paint sample. They matched up perfectly. So then I did I did 3 coats of paint on that wall to fully cover it because I had to go in where I created the texture. I had to make sure I went in there and it covered everything, so I was not seeing any white. So that was done on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, our plans were to do the 1x4s because we did not, or the 1x3s on the gray side, on the den side. We did not do that until I was done painting. But we had to order for marshmallow shooters that hubby had to assemble, and they took top priority for me to have them done first, then do the work on the wall. So he did the shooters. Then last night, Thursday, he did do the 1x3s. So both sides of the wall now are 100% finished. So in the den, our theme or our vibe we're going for in the den is like a cabin, lodge, hunting, fishing kind of vibe. And we do a few things that kind of accent that. So I did rearrange the furniture. I put the couch in front of the window with the love seat against the wall, with the table in the center or the corner, and the recliner on the one side. And I did bring in the boat shelf from the shed. Now, if you've seen my older scrapbook room or craft room tour where I show you this room as a bedroom, the boat shelf was in here. I really do like the boat shelf. It just has character to it. So I went to the shed yesterday and I got a bunch of fishing stuff, like lures and hooks and reels and fishing rods and what's it called? Not twine, the fishing line, I guess, to kind of decorate the boat shelf. So I have all of that done. I also ordered lamps off of Amazon because we did need new lamps there, and they're like the deer antler lamps, so they actually fit the theme. So on the side of the wall that is the new wall in the den, I'm looking for decor, and I don't want to spend what Amazon was pricing their decor at for very little decor. So I'm going to make my own using probably 1x3s, and I'll probably, if I can sand the I don't want to paint them gray. I don't want to be white because they're going to go against a gray wall. I want to kind of sand them down a little bit so I can still see some of the wood and still see some of the white, kind of distress it a little bit. And I have this fishing net that I purchased a while ago. I'm going to kind of drape that in that frame and attach some lures to that. That'll just be the one wall decoration. On the other side by the recliner, I will do just a simple shelf with the 3 canvases we already have. So the den area is done. The dining side on the shiplap wall, I was going to hang these 2 pictures, 2 artwork prints I have of like florals and something in the middle. Well, I don't like that because I'm known to rearrange rooms and rearrange tables, and I want to make sure whatever I hang there is going to work no matter which way I have the table. If I get a new table, whatever it may be, the artwork is going to match that place. So I decided to have my husband, or he'll probably do it this weekend, build me probably either like a 5.5 to 6 foot wide shelf, maybe 4 inches or so deep. This way I can hang whatever I want there. I'm not committed to a nail or adding screws in the wall. I can do like a cookbook. I can do some cutting boards. I can do salt and pepper shakers. I can do, garden there come Christmas time. So I'd rather have the shelf on the shiplap wall versus actually decor on the shiplap wall because I can use the shelf for decor, right? So we're going to do that. So in the sewing room, you'll see my canvas is gone because when we got done the wall, the first thing I did was take out the hutch, the blue hutch we had. I unloaded it and took the hutch and the bottom of the hutch to the shed and brought in our server that goes to our other table that's also in the shed. But I like the server better than the hutch because it also matches the cabinet we have in the dining area. So I loaded all that up, and then I had all this empty space above it. It looked kind of funny. So I brought the canvas that we had for my design wall, and I hung that above the server. And I do like that. It's just this big brown floral looking design on there. So it kind of fits that wall perfectly. So that is done. So in here, I had to come in and spackle all the holes that I had behind the canvas, and I had a lot of them. I did all that. I spackled the holes. I sanded them down. I did the texture spray, and I came back in with the green paint. So this room is done as far as the paint. Then we have my craft room. So on Friday, before we even started the wall, we did have the hutch and the desk, the L-shaped desk delivered. So hubby put that together. Then Saturday we had the filing cabinet delivered. So we also put that together. So that was already in my room. Well, actually it was not in my room. I wanted to go in there first because I took all my shelving down and I had a lot of molly bolts in there. I took all the molly bolts out, leaving me these big gaping holes in the wall that I, of course, filled with spackle, sanded, washed the wall, and rinsed and repeated as many times as I needed to. Hubby sprayed the texture. I went in and sprayed the paint, or I touched up all the paint. So that room is done as far as the paint. The desk is fully assembled. The hutch is fully assembled. I so love the pieces. It does give me more space in the room, which is what my goal was. So I love how that looks. So that room is not done yet because of my machine shelf that you guys seen before. I'm actually going to make it be my cup turner shelf with all, or my cup turner with all my epoxy on there. It's too wide right now. I don't need it to be that wide. So hubby's going to, he was going to originally just cut it, but he's going to build me a new one. So he'll probably do that this weekend. When that is done, then once he has that in the room, I'm going to have him build me a shelf as well, because there were 2 molly bolts I forgot to take out, and they're obviously really noticeable. So I thought I'm going to hang a shelf there right inside the molly bolts, so they won't go anywhere. So that room will be done probably this weekend. Then the other thing in this room, you can see my closet door is off, and I have the printers in here. I don't mind the printers being there, but I'm losing a lot of storage above that. So I'm going to have my husband make a shelf inside the closet, leaving the door off. Have him build me a shelf there. I can put both printers on. Then I can use, maybe even do more shelves for more storage. Or I can also use the storage below that, to where here is just all printers right there. So the 2 rooms will probably be done this weekend. I'll probably do a tour of the 2 rooms next week. The den dining wall area is done, except for the shelf for the shiplap wall, which he will do probably this weekend. The decor I need to make for the other side of the den wall. Then we have the lighting for the dining table. So we built the wall, like I said, it was about 8 feet by 20 or so inches. And my goal, because right now we have the 3 pendant lights in the dining area, and they're of course centered in the dining area. Well, I wanted the table centered with the wall, not the dining area. And I will say, once we had the wall up and we had the shiplap on painted white, I loved it already, because that whole side of the house is dark. Dark kitchen cabinets, dark dining table, dark beam, dark media center. And having that wall there gives me the division I wanted between the dining area and the den, but it also lightens up the dining area a whole lot. Like, you don't see the darkness of the den behind the dining area. It kind of gives that separation I wanted. So I really am happy with how the wall turned out. But the issue we have now is where to put the table and how to do the lighting, because we have the 3 pendant lights that are hanging that are centered with the room, and I want the table centered with the wall, not the room. And I moved the table around a few different ways. I changed orientations of it to see if I can make the lighting work, and there's no way I can make the lighting work to where it's centered. So we need to figure out the lighting. That's going to be our hardest part, because either we have to take the pendant lights out, which are going to leave holes in the ceiling that like probably a good 3 3¾ 4 inch size circle hole in the ceiling that we of course have to fill and replace, or whatever we need to do that. And then hubby has to do a new hole for new lighting if we want to go that route, or see if we can just take 1 light down and make 2 work, and kind of build a frame on top of the ceiling to kind of to hide the hole. It's a lot of work, the ceiling. So that I'll do that tour when everything over there is done. When I have the wall decor done for the den, the wall decor done as far as the shelf for the shiplap wall, and the lighting. Like I said, the lighting right now is our biggest setback, because we have no idea how to do it. I did watch videos on how to remove light fixtures from ceilings the same way as a ceiling fan. So it has like this plastic cup thing that goes in the hole that's in the ceiling that kind of holds your light fixture in. And there's like a little wood beam that goes across it to kind of stop it. So we could, cut a piece of sheetrock the same size as circle and put it in the hole to plug the hole up. But as I said before, the ceiling has a texture on it. I'm not sure how to recreate that. It was my nervous one taking the closet down. I had a whole ceiling I had to recreate, and I got it close, but not exactly. So I thought, if you're going to cut a hole, or if you need to replace that hole with sheetrock, take a hole out of my closet, just drill a hole in the closet the same size as that hole, and then take that piece that already has a texture on it, put that piece in the hole, and then just use spackle in that sense as a glue to kind of hold it together. Then cut a piece of sheetrock for my hole in my closet and just paint it white. It's a closet. Nobody will ever notice it. But out there in the dining area, of course, you're going to notice it. So we're not sure if we want to go that route or buy a big light fixture or a long light fixture that'll cover all three lights that I can kind of shimmy to make it look like it's centered. I don't know if I want a straight light though. I'd rather just have one light, so if I rearrange the table in any direction, it'll match. If I have lighting going this way, long way, I have a table going this way, it'll look kind of funny, right? So we're definitely not sure on the lighting. I'm looking on Pinterest, I'm looking on Etsy for different ideas, and I have a few saved. I'm just not set in stone yet. So I'm happy everything is done. I'm happy all the painting is done, all the spackling is done, all the sanding is done, all the building is done, the mess is done. So like this morning I cleaned the den. But the only thing I need to do in the den area is do the furniture as far as wiping everything down. But my room here was all dusty. The other room, and I did cover everything up. Like when I was in here spackling and sanding, I brought sheets in to cover my machines. When I was in that room, I had all my machines in the den. So I did protect the machines, but the spackle dust is everywhere, right? So there's the update. Everything is done. We just need to figure out the lighting. That's our biggest obstacle right now is the lighting. I have the table centered with the two lights now, and I do like it that way. So it's quite possible to just take one light down and then cap it with a hole that we're going to take out of my ceiling in my closet to match that texture. That might work that way because I had the table going both directions, left to right and then up and down, this way or that way. And it worked. The lighting, it was off by a little bit, and like I know it because I can see it's off. But I think if somebody came in, they would not notice that it was not centered. It's so close, but it's off by a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 inches. But if I have it centered with the whole wall or the room, the area, it'll go past the wall. Like the chair will go past the wall. That'll look kind of funny. Plus, it'll impede on that hallway. So anyway, there you have it. There's my update. So no crafty video today. I need to clean the rest of the house. I need to clean the return for the AC because I'm sure this is all kind of dusty. Need to kind of just straighten up the kitchen and the family room. As I said, the den's done. These 2 rooms are done. Need to do the bathrooms and also our bedroom. So I'm going to spend my day cleaning and then work on these 2 rooms this weekend as far as the closet here. I need to have hubby hang artwork there for me, that puzzle picture frame I have, and also my room as far as the mug shelf and the epoxy shelf and the other shelf I wanted to add there. So I'll be back Monday with a crafty video, kind of get back on schedule. And like I said, sometime next week you'll see a tour of these 2 rooms, and I'll explain in the rooms what we did. I do like the rooms though. The hutch is gone. The hutch desk, 2 bookcases, I took them out of here, brought the laminate in with the cubes. So this room just has the 2 pieces of laminate. But I'm happy with both. I'm happy with how both rooms turned out. All right, my friends, there you have it. A quick 20-minute update. Any questions at all, please let me know. Like I said, I'll have a link below for the verse mapping book in both digital format or the physical book, as well as a link below for the Christmas card exchange. So you can just easily click on the links, sign up for that, or get a copy of the book, and join us on verse mapping on October 1st, which is a little less than 2 weeks away. All right, my friends, any questions at all, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.